I welcome you back. Thank you for staying with us this morning. It is still Daybreak live on Dominion Television, Ibadan. I'm glad to have Anu back with me this morning. Thank you for joining me again.
Thank you. And that was a very beautiful conversation you had with our guest today.
Indeed, indeed.
Something to talk
Honestly,
about.
because of time, we cannot drag the matter for long. But I think we had a resolution on that, discussion. Let's talk about something that I have with me here, saying you are a one-term president. Leave in 2027. ADC tells Tinubu. Don't you think it's too early to conclude that a certain person is a one-term president? Because recently, Erifai came out to say that Tinubu wants to be a lifetime president. Just like the likes of Paul Biya. And then the presidency came out to debunk that, to say Tinubu has no interest in becoming a lifetime president. What do you make of this matter?
Let's first start with to say that we're expecting the presidency to come up with another statement, to rebuff that, which is likely to happen. But again, if we have to consider all of these conversations, I think the first conversation, especially when you talk about this, started with Obasanjo, remember? And so there was a time Obasanjo was thinking of it, another term after two. He was saying, okay, there could be. And this conversation is not just happening here. There's also that conversation in places like the United States of recent. Donald Trump, there's also that particular, say, a lot of people are coming to say Donald Trump wants to go another term, which is, I know the thing about power. If you have an opportunity to be in the place of power one time, you want to take it another time, you want to take it a step further, and then you want to have it as much as you want to. Many African countries are following suit to this kind of particular thing. We've seen a lot of countries in the African sect, many of them saying that, okay, you know what, we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 terms as long as we can. And but so for some people, it's not democratic enough because you feel like it's not your family title. It's not like a leadership, a kind of traditional leadership title that is meant to be passed on from generation to generation. It's all about having political, a democratic system, I mean to say, okay, we have political parties vying for the post, one person comes, another person comes, but all of that, I mean, there wouldn't be a problem if a leader is doing well and he wants another term. Don't you think?
Of course, I agree with you, and of course, I do not agree with this stance of the ADC saying you're a one-term president, leave by 2027. Because if you look at, the people that are part of the ADC, especially those that have just joined, a lot of persons are saying most of these people are served in one capacity or the other. So what did they do for Nigerians? How can they convince Nigerians that they can do better than the current administration? That is what we should be talking about. So I think it's best for ADC and all other opposition parties to remain as a watchdog and begin to look for how, they can work on some certain things that the current administration is not doing well, rather than saying someone is a one-term president. Because you cannot say, and it is the responsibility of the electorate to say we want to bring back this man or we want him to leave. So you cannot conclude on your own based on, you want to come and take over power. Because we want to look at your antecedent. What have you done in the past in terms of people, members of this ADC? Talk about Atiku, a former vice president for 8 years. Talk about Erifai, former governor for 8 years. Talk about, David Mark. These people have served in one capacity or the other. So it is best for ADC to try to look for how they can develop that party, make it have a national outlook. Because I tell you, only a national party can win a presidential election. Apart from all the talks on Twitter, which cannot win an election. Let ADC begin to show workings, rather than, talking about some certain things, because the people will be the ones to choose at the end of the day, not a political party.
Yeah, while we also admit and acknowledge the fact that there should be opposition play. So in the game of politics, if you are in power, the next people who are not in power should oppose you. But they should do that within the, the confines of sense, or the confines of, legality, and maybe in a way to just say, you're not doing well in this, why not do this? Not to say that you should not have this person come to be your candidate. Why should you give? Nobody, this is also unsolicited advice that you are giving them. Nobody's expecting you to say what should play out in a party system. Whatever they have a structure, they have a particular policy they want to go ahead with. So it shouldn't be your thing to discuss or to tell them this is what you do, this is what you should not do. While it's also good, like I said, that it's okay to say your party is not doing well. Play your opposition. It's a normal play. It's a normal gameplay to say your opposition should always come against this, whatever the incumbent or the administration that is in power. While you also do that, know that what you want to do should be more about what are they not doing well. What can we do better? If it's about bettering the country, I'm not sure this I don't want to call it cloud chasing, but all of these kind of conversations, I'm not sure it's very needed. Instead, what are they doing wrongly? Now, put it together, put it in your manifesto, put it in your structure. These are the things you want to do better. Nigerians will listen to that much more than saying that you're a one-time president. Why is it your concern?
Definitely, and for once in this country, can we have a system whereby, all the political parties or the candidates will not have the same manifesto? Because we've witnessed that over time in this country, whereby when you check this manifesto, you check that, you see that you cannot really see the difference because they are all talking about almost the same thing. Can we have a situation whereby they can have different things to talk about, different things that they want to achieve?
Maybe this is why we should have these kind of conversations, because instead of the conversations of you people should have, okay, there you are one time. Why not say, okay, we are not doing well, but we have a structure. We want to do well in this aspect. Security, you guys are failing. Let's do this. We want to, this is what we are proposing. Like you said, the manifesto should now incorporate many of the things, many of the failures of this current administration to say, this is what we are projecting to Nigerians. This is what we want to offer you instead of these people. And then Nigerians can say, okay, yes, let's have it.
Okay, and also to talk about this, I really am not saying ADC has no right to talk about the current administration. Definitely, they have that right, because I recall when Jonathan was in power, APC, or let me say the ACN and even the CPC, all other opposition parties then, had a lot to say about Jonathan and his policies. So they are allowed to do that. But can we do that constructively and then ensure that, okay, whatsoever it is that we are saying, we are also making sure that we can do better than this person that is in power currently? I think it's a fine place to leave it this morning. Let's look out for whether President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will remain or not. But it's not a conversation. I don't know why a lot of politicians are so bothered about 2027. This is 2025. Can we begin to look at how to make the lives of Nigerians better? Really? And it starts from you and I, before the politicians. I hope you know that. And
of course, we started out. We're doing our bit and we'll still keep doing it, yeah? So,
obviously.
We do our part.
All right, it's a fine place to live in this morning. Thank you for being a part of today's show. A big thanks to you. Do not forget to join us same time tomorrow, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. I promise to bring you fresh stories. And before I go, don't forget that Nigeria belongs to all of us, not just the politicians. Of course, let's ensure to do the right thing at all times. My name is Oluwayemi Adelako. I'm saying good morning.
And I say, be the change you want to see. My name is Anulu Akwedo. Thank you very much for joining us. Join us tomorrow again, same time, same station. Bye.